It's Monday, so that can only mean whiskey cocktails, and more specifically Jack Daniel's whiskey cocktails on my channel. Until now, I haven't really focused on the Julep, one of the big kind of American style whiskey cocktails. I've always done old fashions and highballs and that, but I've just got a few weeks now where I'm going to focus on very simple riffs on juleps, and this riff is a pumpkin spice julep, and it is absolutely delicious. The whiskey I'm going to use for this is actually Gentleman Jack. Again, I haven't really focused too much on Gentleman Jack. I've been using the other Jack Daniels we've got there, but the Gentleman Jack, for me, it's like I'll openly admit my whiskey palate is really not developed in that sense. I like what I like, and I just find Jack Daniel's very accessible, especially for whiskey cocktails. You know, I'm not saying it's the world's best, but for me and my developing palate, it's absolutely phenomenal. And the Gentleman Jack is a great sipping whiskey for me. So to transfer that into this cocktail, I'll run you through the ingredients in a second. It's a very, very easy cocktail to make. You don't even need to shake it, but it's absolutely delicious. So let's get on and show you how to make the cocktail. Right, so let's run you through the ingredients very quickly for this. It's a simple 4-ingredient cocktail. There's no point getting any more technical than that. Bourbon I've gone for in this time, or the whiskey, American whiskey I've gone for, is actually Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack. I haven't rocked that out until now, so I thought, why not? Let's push the boundaries. Let's have a bit of a better kind of whiskey there. I've got Monin's pumpkin spice. Who says pumpkin spice has to be for autumn and kind of sort of around Halloween and that kind of area? It's not. Let's rock it out throughout the year. I've got some aromatic bitters, and I've got the first batch of mint to come out of my garden in 2021. Right then, this is going to get made straight in a glass, and I've got my kind of julep glass there. You could go into a little julep tin if you wanted. The first ingredient I'm going to go for is the whiskey. It's a lovely kind of sipping whiskey. As I say, my palate's not that developed yet in the whole American whiskies, but this is really cool, really accessible. So I'm going for 2 ounces, 60ml double bubble of whatever your favourite whiskey is. Then the second ingredient I'm going to go for is Monin's pumpkin spice syrup. If you've got pumpkin puree, whatever you've got will work. Just something nice and pumpkin. I'm going for 15ml, which is half an ounce of this syrup. Right, next ingredient is some aromatic bitters. This is the brand I use. Members, my Legends community, I will explain this. I've done a little experiment before about the quantity of the pipettes. I'd never kind of worked this out. But actually, what I'm going to do is 2 pipettes at 2/3. So sort of 2/3 for a pipette, essentially. That's kind of what I'm going to do. That would be the equivalent of 2 dashes. And then the final ingredient I'm going to go for is some mint. I want about, these will be all right, I want about 10, maybe 8. We've got some decent ones there, but 8 to 10 decent sized mint leaves. And if you've watched me by now, you know I never ever muddle mint. So 8 to 10 decent sized mint leaves, palm your hand. That'll be perfect for the garnish. Let's get rid of that. Palm your hand, and we're just going to spank the mint. That will awake the aromas. We never muddle mint because that's just going to bruise it and get all those bitterness out. So we just pop them in the glass. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of crushed ice just to start off with. Fill a glass about 2/3 full with crushed ice. Then I'm just going to take a long bar spoon, and I'm going to give this a good churn. Stir up, get all those mint flavours and the pumpkin syrup kind of combined in the cocktail. Then we're just going to top up with even more crushed ice. Loads of crushed ice. Then to garnish, I'm actually going to use all the mint I've got left over. Again, there's like 3 little heads there. Again, awake the aromas, back of your hand, pop that in, and then just serve with a straw. If you want even more Jack Daniel's recipes, dive into one of the videos that's popping up on screen right there. As always, big old thumbs up if you like the video. If you don't want to miss any of my future content, make sure you subscribe to the channel.